greenhouse will be closing soon.
Yeah.
And for how long will it be?
It'll be closing for 1 year.
The greenhouse is a great place to work, I find. You get to interact with plants. You get to enjoy the sun, even in winter. I've worked a lot inside the space to do some minor renovations of the seating and the growing infrastructure. So that was a nice creative process to slowly manage growing this plants into the space, trellis them, watching them grow up. And of course, hence it saddens me that we have to, unfortunately, cut down a lot of them now, since the greenhouse is forced to close for a year.
The history of the greenhouse, it started in 1966. It was built in 1966. It was taken over by the student groups and like local community in the year 2000, because around that year, they were going to decommission it, tear it down, and because this used to be owned by the biology department. And once they were deciding to move the biology department to Loyola, because Loyola and Sir George William merged, they were going to just, close this place down. And the community was like, no, we can use this space, refurbish it. So they did, and they opened it, ironically, in 2008 to the public when I came here as a student. So I was in this kind of like prime era of the greenhouse.
Have you heard about the greenhouse?
Unfortunately not. I haven't been there such a place before.
How about you?
I went there once a few years ago, but I haven't been back since. But when I was there, it was pretty pleasant, super warm, and a cool little study environment, which I know some people really appreciate that.
The first time I heard about the greenhouse was as part of my orientation. It was just one of the places that you could go to outside of, regular class. But the first time I remember feeling like I wanted to come to the greenhouse was when a friend of mine was talking to me about having come to the greenhouse to study and just spend some time, and they really enjoyed themselves, and they showed me pictures, and I'm a lover of plants.
A time ago, I was looking at the campus map to find more tranquil spaces to get away from slight commotion and, slightly be at peace before classes and stuff like that.
It's a really good place to study, honestly, or just spend time.
What would you tell someone who have never been there about the place?
Why haven't you gone yet?
Have you guys been to the greenhouse?
Personally, never, no.
What we do and what the greenhouse does is allow students like yourselves have free access to do a lot of things in the space. Sound baths, mental health talks for marginalized groups, private rooftop access. If for you to go to the botanical gardens to do anything like that, you have to pay top dollar. And we offer it for free. Downtown Montreal, super accessible.
Do you think it's really important for the school like Concordia to have a space like greenhouse?
I think it's a super unique place, and I think it definitely adds to Concordia's character.
Very important for our urban people because we are always spending a building without seeing greens everywhere. Greenhouse is a good place to remind people you are still part of the nature.
I grew up around lots of green life. I mean, you would understand.
Yeah, I do. I get it.
So, but I'm Nigerian. You grow up around lots of plants, lots of animals, and I missed that moving here. And I moved here in winter, so all I was seeing around me was snow.
And I think a slight bit of tranquility is a necessity for education.
The closure is unfortunate but necessary due to decontamination that has to take place on the 13th and 14th floor to remove all the asbestos that was unfortunately installed many decades ago when we didn't know any better.
The People's Potato is going to be heavily affected by this because we can't do our seedling sale, which is a main contributor to the People's Potatoes, garden, because they start their seedlings here. Actually, a lot of marginalized groups depend on their seedlings from the Concordia Greenhouse. What I want from this interview is to let the university know the emotional toll and all the different programs that depend on this space. When you're a new student, come to the greenhouse. When you're coming from a different place, a greenhouse is a home for you, especially for people who are like marginalized groups, people who feel, you want to have a place to relax, have mental clarity. This is like the spirit of the place.
What can people do to support?
So from you, what you could do, like I said, is tell people, give testimonies, send them to us. You can email me, you can DM us. We need more students up here. Seeing is believing, and if they can't see the space, then they can't validated.
We've just seen the pictures of it, and it looks really nice. It looks like a zen space, like students could go and study there, like just put some music, calm down with all the rush here in the building.
I think it's absolutely important, especially for a school that talks so much about sustainability. I absolutely think it's important that they have a space like this.
We don't want, and I have a fear, I'm not speaking just for myself, I can't speak on anyone else, is if, we do not show the university how important this space is, maybe, for example, let's say it's 2 years that we're closed, and there's 2 generations of students who haven't experienced a greenhouse. How can we keep our fee levy or make sure people don't opt out because they have to experience the space? So February 5th is going to be the last day of the greenhouse that we're open to the public, and after that we're going to be packing up and moving. Winter 2025, stay tuned. Hopefully we'll be back, and just be ready to join us,